Hello students of Standard 4th, JV Mall Public School, Sita Songi. Welcome you all in online session of English, and today's topic is In the Land of Lilliput. In the Land of Lilliput, part 1. This is Usha. So let's start today's online session. As we learned in the last poem, that was fantasy. Fantasy means imagination. This lesson is also imagination. On the basis of imagination. This is only imagination. Okay? Look at this picture. A very huge, a very big man, huge man lying on the seashore. Okay? Let's start this lesson first. So I am reading this lesson. In the land of Lilliput. When I woke up means that man who was lying on the seashore. When I woke up, I realized that I was lying on the seashore. Thought I felt weak. He was feeling weak. He tried to stand up. He wants to stand up. Who wants to stand up? That man who was lying on the seashore wants to stand up. My legs did not move, but his legs was not moving. Means he himself saying about the situation of that time. Okay. I tried to touch my legs, but my hand seemed stuck to the ground. I was frightened. That man was frightened. I raised my head to look around, and what I saw, hard to believe. That was unbelievable that happened with that man when he was on the seashore, lying on the seashore, and he was feeling very weak and he was unable to move. And what was happened? Countless little men surrounded me. Some even walked on my body. They were so tiny that they had used tiny ladders to climb on me. The man says that so many countless men were walking on his body and moving around him, and they were trying to tie him. They were walk on his body, and they were so tiny that they were using ladders also to climb on him, to tie me up with leather strips. They wants to try that man, that big huge man with leather strips. Who want to tie that man? That little tiny mans want to tie that huge big man with leather strips. Had I all of a sudden become a giant, or were these men dwarfs, gathering all the courage I had left in me? I asked, where I am? Who are you? Means that little man, that tiny man want to tie that big huge man, and he was very struck. The man was seeing all this, that unbelievable thing, and gathering all the courage, and he asked that tiny man, where I am? Who are you? Look at this. The men are roaming on the body of that huge man, and they are trying to tie him. A man who stood on my stomach. Look at this. A man who stood on the stomach of that huge man. Stomach replied, You are in Lilliput. Where is he? He was in Lilliput. Since you are not a Lilliputian like us, we have to make you a prisoner. Why they were making that huge man prisoner? Why they were tie him? Because that man was not a Lilliputian. He was other person. That's why they were make him a prisoner. Soon I felt being pushed and then rolled onto the platform. Then he felt that someone's men were pushing him on the roll platform. Hey, what are you doing? That man screamed nervously. Asked him, that tiny man, what are you doing? You are being taken to the emperor. What was the answer? The answer was, you are being taken to the emperor. Emperor means landlord, king of that place. The place was Lilliput, and they were taking him to the king. I was told in the palace. I was taken to the emperor's chamber. The emperor seemed. Look at this picture. This is the emperor, means king of that Lilliput, and lying a man on the rolled platform. That was not a Lilliputian and another person. That's why they tied him and take them to the emperor, making him prisoner. Emperor's chamber. The emperor seemed to be wise and witty person. The emperor was good person. Who are you and what are you doing in my kingdom? Who asked? The emperor asked that huge man, that who are you and what are you doing in my kingdom? That was, the emperor was the king of that place, and he asked him, who are you and what are you doing in my kingdom? He asked in a booming voice. I began to explain. Who began to explain? That huge man began to explain. Look at this. This is the emperor in green cloth, and that laying man was that huge man. And they make that tiny man, make him prisoner. Then he answered, that huge man answered, my name is Lemuel. My name is Lemuel Gulliver. My name is Lemuel Gulliver, your majesty. Your majesty means my lord, my king. My name is Lemuel Gulliver. What was the name? Lemuel Gulliver. I am an English sailor. Who was he? He was an English sailor. And people say that I am brave and courageous. That man, that huge man, Lemuel, started explaining about himself. That the people says that he is the brave and courageous man. I stopped to see the emperor's reaction. Then he stopped saying something, means explaining about himself. He stopped to see the emperor's reaction. He was listening carefully. The emperor was listening carefully towards the Lemuel. So he continued. Lemuel continued his explanation about the situation. A powerful storm wrecked our ship. Who wrecked our ship? His ship? Lemuel's ship? A powerful storm I fought against the storm and swam for many days and nights. The lemur said that he fought for many days and nights with the storm and swam for many days and nights. Luckily, I reached the seashore where he reached on the seashore of Lilliput. I lay down as I felt weary, weak and hungry. I think I must have fainted. He felt greedy, fainted, hungry. He was very hungry. And he felt fainted because the next thing I remember is finding myself tied up by your mane. He laying on the seashore. He only remembered that he was on the seashore, he was hungry. But after that, what happened? He don't remember that things. The emperor, who listened attentively, looked impressed. You deserve to be our friend, he said. You deserve. Who said? The king. The emperor said to the lemur that you deserve to be a friend, not to be a prisoner. He said, although surprised, I was grateful to him and began living there as a friend of Lilliputians. Who lived there? That person, that man, Lemuel, lived there as a Lilliputian's friend. Okay, students, we will see the next part of this lesson in the next video. Okay, bye. Thank you. Have